Hey everyone. You know, I've talked about this constantly, time and time again. I've done audio videos on it, I've done on camera videos on it, like I'm doing now. But it seems still that a lot of these companies, mostly notable for the softwares, they just don't learn. Most importantly, with no disrespect, but most importantly, Microsoft. And what I mean by that is, if you may not know, Microsoft is actually doing another update, or so it seems. You see, recently, I started noticing in the morning before I would leave, or even at night before I'd go to bed, my computer started to act up a little bit. Now, basically, the two lights underneath it, right here, indicating that it's on, and basically it's kind of downloading or it's loading something, both the lights were on. This light, of course, so that you know it's powered on, the power light, it's on, as well as it up here, but also the light right next to it, which kind of tells you that it's loading. Well, once again, Microsoft decides they have to do an update, and just like a lot of people complain, Microsoft's update seems to screw people up, because apparently, when I tried to, let me put it to you like this. Tried to use my computer today on my day off, it just was not working right. And this morning, or yesterday morning, it now being Friday, I had to basically press the power button to do a forced turn off. I couldn't even use the taskmaster, or master, if you will, to try to get it fixed. Instead, it ended up being screwed up. Basically, long story short, it was loading itself, getting ready to do another Microsoft Windows update. And this time it really screwed things over to the point that just for a brief period, I had to connect everything that I have on here to this baby right here. Here, this computer. In fact, I'll show you. Just woke my dog up there. But the computer connected to this mouse, which is basically the tower, if you can hear that, that's the tower. And that's the monitor up there. But the point being, I had to connect everything to that just to have a computer. So, after several times and amounts of prayer, I just decided to have this on while I let this, for about the third or fourth time, load to see what the problem was. Do its regular loading, and finally something pops up. Finally it starts working, but it gives me the please wait deal. And then when everything does, and finally when the dust does settle, if you will, and things start to seem to be working properly and everything's loaded up, I use the browser. And it looks like Microsoft Edge's browser was changed up a bit. But now it's back to the way I know it. But the question was, why? Why was that? Well, apparently, again, it all has to do with Microsoft deciding that Windows 10 needs to do another update. But here's what's funny. Here's what's funny about this, folks. Today, after the whole entire dust was settled, I think it was on my phone, as well as on the computer here, that I noticed there was a message that came up. And I'll provide the link down below. Yeah, basically here it is. Here it is. This is something that came out today, or at least 18 hours ago, or a day ago, according to several of these. This is an open letter. This was on bleedingcomputer.com. This is on bleedingcomputer.com. Check this out. I'll provide a link. But Susan Bradley an 18-year Microsoft MVP focused on Windows patching and patch management, sent an open letter to Microsoft executive Satya Nadella, Carlos Picado, and Scott Gunther about the frustration Windows 10 users have been dealing with installing new updates. It says, and I quote, and that's my dog down there, like I said, I just woke her up by accident. It says that it's an open letter that she gave permission to several sites to upload to get the point across. Basically, this letter includes results of a survey taken by 1,000 consultants and over 800 consumers regarding their experience with Windows 10 updates. She says, being a Microsoft MVP in consumer security, Basically, Susan Bradley has been known for quite some time, and she is basically a legend among those who regularly support Microsoft products. Now, basically the article, and again I'll provide the link down below, but basically it's due to increasing frustration with patching and patch management issues. She sees consultants turning off updates completely as they see that as the only way they can have stable systems. She sees server administrators saying that the server 2016 is fine except when you want a system that doesn't reboot. She sees Surface users get the machines carded with 1803 side effects with SSD drives. She also says that she sees more and more people say that waiting to install updates is one must do. All of these are unacceptable. We can't continue on with the status quo. Basically, when you read the letter, and I'll provide a link down below. Basically, she's stating that these updates most of the times are not necessary. That not everybody uses what gets updated onto the computer, and this basically needs to be fixed. So when you have someone that's as legendary as Susan Bradley, apparently, who's well renowned in the business and in the area, as well mostly with her time with Microsoft, coming out and sending an open letter to those in charge at Microsoft, the three head bigwigs, if you will, of this area, and if not more so, stating, hey, we need to fix this. This is not good. Then that basically should be a wake-up call, not just to Microsoft, but to anybody that does this. You want to do updates, that's fine, but only do updates you feel are necessary and not unnecessary. Do updates that basically people want, like updates to browsers, updates to, using a camera for live streaming on Microsoft Edge or stuff like that. Those are the kind of updates people want, like real patches, if you catch my drift. Real patch updates, not just, we did this and this is this, because it upsets people. And all I could say quite honestly is this letter, like I say, by Susan Bradley, is something that a lot of people have been complaining about. I mean, for the fact that it takes someone that's well renowned in the business to act, and well renowned for her time with Microsoft, to come out and say, look, and especially someone that's basically like a head figure in this area, to come out and say, look, we need to work on this. This ain't working. We're getting complaints of people's laptops, computers, Surface Surface tablets, stuff like that, and that's my dog, she's fine. Surface tablets basically not working correctly because of the fact that every time we do an update, there's something screwy that happens in the end. Then that's not a good sign for someone like Microsoft. So hopefully this letter will finally start a trend, will finally open the door for places like Microsoft, Mac, you name it, anybody that provides this kind of software for computers to realize, okay, we need to focus on regular updates and not always, well, you get the idea. And that's my dog. Basically, you get the idea. Basically, she's basically pointing out here, look, you want to do patches, you want to do updates, you want to, upgrade people to something better, that's fine, but don't always constantly, update something which is basically the same thing over and over again. And this, again, like I said, this is something that needed to finally happen. And thank God it is. Because if it takes, like I say, someone like Susan Bradley, who according to Bleeding Computer is well renowned in the business, to come out and write this open letter or type it up to the 3 people in charge at Microsoft and say, look, you need to fix this. This is not good. We're getting constant complaints with people who says the surfaces are malfunctioning, or is saying the computers are malfunctioning, the laptops, you name it, the Androids, you name it. This is something that I believe this is something that should have been done a long time ago, honestly, and now it's finally being done. So, all I can say is this. I hope that the word gets out, and again, I'll provide the link down below. You guys can read it yourself. But hopefully the word will finally get out that this needs to stop. And if you want to do updates, that's fine, but do it when really necessary. Give us updates that are necessary, not just every now and then. Because if you keep constantly doing patches and all that, you're just going to screw people up and you're going to lose customers and all that, and that's what you don't need. I mean, if you got people within your own company that don't like this, and like I said, on top of that, and the person on top of all that, Susan Bradley, according to the articles, is one of them, then I think it's time Microsoft and anybody else in this field that provides this kind of software needs to start fixing the management and getting things straightened out, because sooner or later if they don't fix this, it's gonna come bite them in the butt. It's gonna basically come back and bite them in the butts in the end. So that's all I'm gonna say on it, guys. Again, I apologize for my dog. I think I gotta let her out to go bathroom before I go to bed here. But again, I'll provide the link down below. But yeah, this is, as much as we constantly complained about it throughout the years and months, myself included, we finally have someone within the business that actually works in this area, works for Microsoft, coming out and saying exactly what we've all been saying for a while. So hopefully something comes of it, and I'm just going to let you guys read it yourself, and I'll talk to y'all later. Link will be provided below.